Pressing record. Hey everybody, this is Joseph Basic and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the NHL Lowdown here on the Fired Up Network with the broadcasting legends Norm Rumack and She Does Sports, Angie. Now, the second round of the National Hockey League playoffs it began on Saturday, but one game, Philadelphia and Carolina. Carolina winning 3-0. And last night it was also a shootout. Norm loved the shootout. Colorado 9, Minnesota 6. And we got tonight's matchups also. Game 2, Flyers, Carolina at 7. Game 1, the Ducks and Golden Knights. And tomorrow, Game 2, Wild and Avalanche. But everybody's talking about my team, the Buffalo Sabres. Yes, the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens will begin on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Here we go with our second round playoff preview. Norm, let's start off with the Flyers and Carolina. Carolina already leading 1-0. Who you got in the series, taking over the series?
I have Carolina to win that in 5.
Carolina to win that in 5. All right. Ange, what about you?
I mean, I don't have a strong winner on this one, but if Norm's going Carolina, I'm gonna say Philly, and I'm gonna say in 5 as well.
Are you nuts? Philly has to win 4 straight then.
Well, let's see it. If I'm gonna pick them, I want them to do well. So.
All right. Let's go to Colorado and Minnesota. Colorado leading 1-0. They won 9-6. Norm, not like the usual playoff game that we see 2-1, 3-1 games. 9-6. That was, like you said, a football game.
Yeah, I think Minnesota will respond. I think they'll be especially tough at home, but I'll take Colorado to win this in 6.
All right. What about you, Ange?
I'm going to say Colorado only because I love their logo, obviously, the A for Angie. But I'm going to say 7. I think they're going to drag it out to 7 games.
All right, 7 games. All right, then you got the Ducks and the Golden Knights. By the way, Mitch Marner, Game 6, last round, scored 2 goals and an assist. Game 6 last year when he was playing with the Maple Leafs, he had donut. All right, Norm, go ahead. Vegas or Anaheim?
I'm going to go with Anaheim. They've really shown a lot. I think they could be this year's Cinderella, so to speak, in the National Hockey League playoffs. Well, there could be a Cinderella in Buffalo and Montreal. We'll talk about that as well. But I'm going to go with Anaheim in 7.
So he's right now picking Anaheim, and he picked Colorado. And you pick Colorado, and who are you picking here?
Vegas. I think Vegas is just the stronger team here. I mean, Anaheim, they're young and they're hungry. I mean, both teams are hungry, but I think Vegas. I'm going to go for Vegas.
All right, and of course you picked Philadelphia. Norm picked Carolina. Let's get to the series that everybody here in Canada is looking forward to, an old-time series. Norm, I remember this watching after, usually it's Passover, and after reading the Seder and all that, between the Buffalo Sabres and Montreal Canadiens and ho-hum, these teams have waited like almost 20 years to play again. The fans in Buffalo, great. Even better, the fans in Montreal, a young team, Safkovsky and Cole Caulfield, and the goalie is like amazing. And Buffalo, Tage Thompson, my jersey with Tuck and Dahlin there. It's going to be a great series. Not going to be 5 games, probably not 6 games. Going to be 7 games, but it's going to be more than 7 games because at least it's going to go overtime. All right. Maybe he doesn't agree. Norm, wake
I
up.
agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I'll chime in. I think this is going to be a really good series, probably one of the best ones. As much as I'm cheering for the Canadians, I don't know. Buffalo's a really good team. They both are. I mean, they wouldn't have been this far. However, I mean, with that win, Montreal winning after getting only, 9 shots on goal. I mean, it's quality over quantity, right? Quantity over quality, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I think I don't know. This is gonna be a really good one, and I want to see Montreal, and I'm cheering for Montreal. I'm cheering for the Canadians. Uh, I think Buffalo might take it though. I think they might take it.
All right, so I'm
All
I'm
right,
cheering.
Norm, have you waken up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm cheering for Buffalo, but going the opposite of Angie. I think Montreal at home is just like Buffalo's crowd at home is pretty special too.
Yeah.
At Key Bank Auditorium or whatever they're calling it now, or TD Bank. Anyway,
Feedback center.
yeah. Well, all these arenas change their names every 5 years. It's hard to keep up. But anyway, I'm gonna go with Montreal in 7, but I'm hoping for Buffalo. But I'll tell you, it'd be a real treat if we could have 7 overtime games. I love it. It's great entertainment. It's great the way the crowds get behind their teams in both cities, and both cities are deserving of a championship in a long time, and especially for Buffalo. 14 years out of the playoffs. So I have a foot in both camps, but my heart tells me Montreal might just squeak this one out.
Speaking of Dallin, you mentioned Dallin. I just read that he is being selected as a finalist for the Bill
Masterton Award.
Yeah, the Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy. So that's exciting. Good for him.
Sometimes great minds think ahead. Too bad mind everybody's talking about. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question here. Okay, Norm, I love Buffalo, the Bills, the Sabres, the Chicken Wings, the Broads. All right, look, I'm going to tell you this right now. What are you laughing for? I have a problem here. I want Buffalo. I want Buffalo. Just, I'm a fan of the Bills. I'm a fan. Look, I got the jersey. I'm a fan of the Sabres too. But Montreal may have something special. Montreal may have something, and their goalie really, really beating Tampa, and I don't know. I agree. I was gonna pick Montreal in 7, even though my heart tells me Buffalo, 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 Buffalo. But because you picked it, and I don't want to be wrong, you gave me the choice now. I'm saying Buffalo in 7, and I'm gonna have some chicken wings once they win in 7, and I'm gonna dump the wings on you, Norm, because I told you I was gonna pick Montreal, but you have convinced me now to pick Buffalo. And boy, like I would like to go. You talk about the Maple Leafs, okay? But for a second here, when you watch Buffalo and Montreal, the Maple Leafs, I don't care if you wait 20 years, they don't have the physicality. They don't have the defense. They don't have the offense. They don't have the young guys. They don't have anybody. If you're looking at Colorado, Minnesota, how does the Maple Leafs compare to that? Even Carolina, Philadelphia, the Maple Leafs are so far behind. They might have put TFC to play Maple Leaf games. All right, like honestly, but hopefully this second round is better than the first round. Right now, Norm, I'm going to ask you this. Which opening round series impressed you the most?
Montreal, Tampa Bay.
So Buffalo, Boston did not impress you? How Buffalo beat them 3
Well, it
times?
did, but you asked me which impressed me most. So sometimes you got to make a tough choice. So it's 7-game series. It's like, what more could you want?
You want the teams to beat Boston. I want to beat Boston finally. That's what I want. I'm happy anyway.
So here's the whole thing. You're picking Montreal and you're picking Carolina. I'm not telling you who to pick. That the winner of Montreal Carolina goes to the Stanley Cup Finals. Do you think Montreal has the team to finally break the jinx from '93 for a Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup, and Lord Stanley's mug all over, carrying all over Canadian ice.
Well, they're getting good goaltending from Dobish. Montreal is, and they're getting, they're well coached by Marty St. Louis. He's done a great job. He just beat Coach Cooper, who used to coach him in Tampa. So Montreal is on quite a roll. They're a very dangerous team. I could see them getting their way to the finals and maybe winning.
I think I'm going to say this, and stop texting and all that.
I'm not. I'm
going to
watching
say
that
this.
Sundin's
I think the winner
message to the fans, actually. I want to hear what he has to say, but that can wait.
Wow, you want to know the message to the fans? We don't even have the team like Buffalo, Montreal. That's the whole thing. But I'm going to tell you,
he's going to try his best. He's going to try his best.
The winner of Buffalo, Montreal are going to the Stanley Cup. The winner of Buffalo, Montreal are going to the Stanley Cup. I just don't trust Carolina. I don't, and Philadelphia. Oh, forget it. And now I'm telling you, the winner of Buffalo, Montreal are going to go to the Stanley Cup, and that should be Buffalo against Colorado, Buffalo against Vegas. Could be a great, great Stanley Cup final. All right. We're going to be back here to talk about, review the Raptor season and playoff preview round 2 of the NBA playoff. But before I begin, let's get to Norm. Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Norm.
Yeah, right here on the Fired Up Network with Joe and Angie and everybody else who joins us, talking all the sports locally, nationally, internationally, you name it, we cover it every day of the week right here on the Fired Up Network.
All right, and Ange, tell everybody about She Does Sports, and we have a question for Ange, but go ahead, tell everybody about She Does Sports.
Yes, so you can find me at She Does Sports. You can also find me at She Does Wellness, all on the Fired Up Network, Fired Up all one word. Fired Up Network is now streaming on all Roku devices, so whichever smart TV you have with a Roku device, search Fired Up, download the app, and watch all of our shows. We'll be covering, as Norm said, we cover all sports and then some, especially on the Fem side, and we're always looking for new hosts to join us, so don't hesitate to reach out.
All right. This question is for Ange, and it's from Norm. It's actually your friend, some guy named Eric Cohen. And Eric wants to know, Ange, when you go to Buffalo, which chicken wing do you like the most?
Ooh, okay. That's an easy one. I'm a winglet kind of person instead of a drumstick. Or do you mean location, like wing stop place?
Well, I don't know. It's Eric, that loser, who asked that question. So, which chicken wing do you like the most? So,
okay, I like
Norm,
a nice.
Which chicken
I like
wing
a
do you
nice
like the
dry,
most?
super crispy winglet chicken wing.
So she likes dry winglet. All men like wet.
I like dry because you can always put more sauce. Sometimes they're too saucy and then they're not crispy. And like, what is a good chicken wing if it's not crispy?
So she likes crispy, dry chicken wings. Norm, are you in agreement?
Well, no, I like them with a little saucy. Well, I like them a little moist.
Do you like the drumstick though, or do you like the winglet?
Oh, I definitely like the drumstick.
He said he.
Yeah. Oh, we'd be perfect. We'd be perfect for going for chicken wings together.
All right, deal.
So there you go, Ange. Would you like a date with Norm Rumack? It's his birthday on Sunday.
Yes, we're gonna do a chicken wing dinner date for his birthday.
Well, sounds good, folks.
Norm,
sounds good. Yeah.
How many chicken wings do you eat with Ange? You want wet chicken wings. She likes dry chicken wings. I like them wet. But look, Norm, how many chicken wings can you eat?
I don't know, Joe. It's been a long time since I had a contest for that.
Okay, we'll have a contest. We'll announce it next week here. And anybody who wants to send Norm well wishes, money, gift cards, or whatever, send it to me or Ange. If I like the gift card, I keep it. If I don't, I'll give it to Norm, right?
No, we'll
right,
share.
Ange?
We'll share.
We'll share, yeah. We'll share. Norm, what is seriously? Last question here, and we'll start with the NBA. What do you want for your birthday? What is the favorite gift? Don't tell me like $50 or whatever. That's too expensive for you. What would you like for your birthday? Seriously, would you want a banana? Would you want an orange? Would you want a dry chicken wing? What would you like?
What would I like? I like cold, hard, dry cash.
All right, Ange is the one who has all the cash here. Ange, he likes cold, hard, dry
Got
cash.
it.